Hey y'all, so I'm back with another video. I'm going to do a story time this time, and it's going to be on my diagnosis of cancer, uterine cancer that is. So I'm gonna jump right into it because I don't want this to be a long drawn out story, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get into it. So it starts off basically with me bleeding excessively. I don't mean to sound, like but that's what it is. I was bleeding excessively. It wouldn't stop. I was on my monthly menstrual cycle, and it was an ongoing thing. It would not stop. It's supposed to stop at a certain time, but I didn't stop. I was bleeding for months, and I was like, okay, something's not right, something's wrong. So one morning I woke up and I had a bruise on my stomach, and because I was looking at myself in the mirror. So I panicked when I saw that, and I took a picture of it and I sent it to my mother. And my mom was like, oh no, we got to go get this checked out. Something's wrong, because, that don't look right. But, so we went to the emergency room, and, we sat there for a while, and of course they called my name after you fill out the paperwork. So I filled out the paperwork, and they called me back or whatever, and the doctor started checking me out, asking me questions about how I felt. I was telling them about, my period going on and on and on and not stopping, how long it was, how long it lasted. And the nurse took some blood, and basically, he came back and told me, okay, you lost so much blood that you are now anemic. And he also told me, I didn't have high blood pressure, I didn't have diabetes, all that's good and everything. But yeah, so it took me. They did a pap smear also, and I did a pregnancy test just to make sure, I wasn't pregnant or anything like that. So, and I wasn't, clearly. And then, he says it looks like you have a mass in your uterus. And I'm just like, oh, Lord Jesus Christ. Like, I don't know all the medical terms, and so I didn't really exactly know what a mass was. Now I do, after going through this whole ordeal. I know what it is now. But when, you're first being told you have something, you're just like, you're oblivious to it. But, yeah, so he set me up with a gynecologist, and the gynecologist basically did somewhat of the same test he did. She did a pap smear, of course, and yeah, she was like, it seems like you have a mass in your uterus, but I want to go in and do a surgery and put a camera in your uterus so we can really look and see exactly what it is, get some samples, and we can send it to a lab to get it tested, and then we can tell you exactly what it is. So I did my first surgery. They got the samples they needed, sent it off, got it tested, and it came back. So she called me, and I went to the doctor. My mom came with me, and she told me, basically, yeah, you have uterine cancer. But she didn't come right out and say it like that. She kind of beat around the bush, like she didn't want to tell me, and it's kind of understandable, but not really, because you're the doctor. It's like, you're going to have to deliver people some bad news, so... like I just want to be told what's going on with me flat out. Like, don't sugarcoat anything for me, But anyway, she did tell me that I had it, and my reaction after she told me, I didn't have a reaction. It was kind of weird. I kind of just sat there, and I was just like like my heart just dropped to my stomach. I felt sick, and I don't know, my mom just kind of looked like she just had this look on her face like, wow, and the doctor mentioned something about, when people hear the word cancer, the first thing that comes to their mind is death, and that's most definitely one of the things one of the things that creeped into my head was, I'm about to die. I got cancer? What? I'm dying. Like, it was crazy. So, you know, we left and I went home. I remember crying and crying and crying. I had to call and tell my boyfriend this. And it wasn't good. It wasn't good. I remember just crying and crying and crying. So of course, after I left, you know, she did let me know, I'm gonna get you in contact with the cancer center. And as soon as I left her office, they called me. Like, as soon as I left, they called me, and I was like, well, damn, they weren't playing. Okay, and it's a good thing. But yeah, I set up an appointment with my doctor. I love my doctor at the cancer center. This woman is the nicest, sweetest woman I have ever met. The nicest doctor I have ever met in my life. Like, she really helped me through this whole ordeal. She helped me through this whole process. And she did my second surgery. Now, my first meeting with her at the cancer center, she basically just sat me down and was like, okay, so we see that you have uterine cancer. We're going to talk about everything that we could possibly do to help you. What are the steps that we can take? What options you have, you know, decisions that you want to make and things like that. You know, so at first I was kind of given hope that, you know, I could turn it all around. Like, you know, I could take this medicine and it would help, you know, it would help it go away, if you would say. If I would put it like that. I wouldn't put it like that, because, you know, you can't just make something go away. But, you know, I had hope. You know, I was given an option. Okay, you can take these pills right here and it can help it, you know, kind of go away, you know. But I came back on another my second appointment, and they were like, yeah, we got the lab work back, and it looks like your uterine cancer has spread too far for those pills to work. It spread too far, you know, so you really have no option but to get that hysterectomy. You know, so the hysterectomy was thrown out there on the table. And I really had no choice. I had absolutely no choice. I had to get the hysterectomy. It had to be done. So yeah, I ended up getting the hysterectomy. And yeah, so I was prepped for surgery. This was like a month after. Not a month. It's a couple of weeks after, because everything happened kind of fast. It was like boom, boom, boom. So it was a couple of weeks after, you know, I had got my surgery date. I got prepped for surgery. My mom and my father were there with me. My parents most definitely were there with me. I had my support. My sister, who at the time lived in South Carolina, she came back here, and she was with me also. So I do my surgery. They rolled me back to the operating room, and I was scared. I was so scared. I was nervous. You know, this second surgery I was about to do, you know, they were going to have to cut me, and I was going to have stuff stuck inside of me, and a tube stuck down my throat, and I have never had to have surgery in my life for anything. I've never had any sickness or illness, thank God. I've never had to lay up in the hospital for anything. So everything I was going through was so brand new to me. Everything happened so fast. I really didn't have a lot of time to sit down and think about anything and to really process anything. Like, everything happened so quick, everything. But I had my surgery. I had my uterus taken out, cervix, fallopian tubes. She told me if I didn't want to give it any kind of chance of coming back, that she would recommend getting my ovaries taken out also. So I told her to go ahead and take the ovaries out too. Being told as a woman that you will never be able to get pregnant, you will never be able to have your own children. is one of the worst things I've ever been told in my life. To know that I will never be able to have my own children. I will never know what my child would look like is one of the worst pains I would never wish on any other woman. That is the worst thing to hear, to be told. But I went through my surgery. I had to stay in the hospital overnight. And I did that. My camera's shaking. I did that. And I was able to leave the next day. So it was an in and out type of thing. I didn't have to stay in there. Hold on, I gotta plug my camera aside. Anyway, I was able to leave the next day, and my nieces, my mom and my sister came and picked me up from the hospital. And sorry, I got a text. My dad just texted me. Sorry. I'm sorry. I did not want to cry on camera. I really didn't. I was like, Tasha, don't cry. When you do this story time, don't you get up on there crying. But it's such an emotional subject for me. I think that whole ordeal I went through, I really believe and I feel like something was taken from me. Through all of it, I feel like I lost a part of me. It's like if no one's ever been through this, you wouldn't know how it feels to feel like I just feel like a part of me is gone and I'll never get it back. It's like I'm still me, but it affected me in such a big way. So after the surgery, like I said, my family came and got me, and I went home, and I had to lay in the bed for weeks and weeks, and my sister was there to help me. And after I healed up from my surgery, I had to do radiation. I did radiation. I only had to do it 4 times. I had 4 different appointments. So I did my radiation, and I finished that, and that had some side effects too. But like everything else, I had to be strong, and I had to push through everything. So that's basically my story. I summed it up. I made it a shorter version of my cancer diagnosis and everything that I went through thereafter. But everything that I've been through, my doctor told me that afterwards I would deal with and face depression, and I was just like, I've never been a depressed type of person. I was like, oh, I'm not going to be depressed. You know, I didn't really want to believe it, but here I am dealing with depression. Every day is a struggle for me. Sometimes I just burst out in tears for no apparent reason. But then again, there is a reason, because I just keep thinking, it just replays over and over in my head that I will never be able to have my own children. And adoption is most definitely on the table, you know. But that's just stuck in the back of my mind. I try not to even think about it anymore. But it's hard. But I just hope this video helps someone that is or has gone through anything similar that I have, or it makes people aware that you really need to get checked up often, and you need to really pay attention to your body and what your body's showing you and what your body is telling you. And as soon as you feel like something is wrong, to get it checked out immediately. Don't wait. Because if I had known, if I had have just paid more attention or closer attention or did more, I feel like I wouldn't have had to go through what I went through. But at the same time, kind of is what it is. So after all that I've been through, I can sit here before you and say that I am a cancer survivor. I am cancer free. But me being cancer free did come with a heavy cost. And that's me not being able to have my own children. But nonetheless, I do thank and praise God that I'm still here. And I would love to one day adopt a baby. So that option's always going to be on the table. I kind of feel kind of amazing to say that I am a cancer survivor. Because it could have been so different. It could have went a whole different direction. And as I sit here, and every day, I do think to myself, wow, I'm Tasha, a cancer survivor. Never do you think that you would be diagnosed with cancer. Nobody ever thinks that, Some people will be like, oh, that'll never happen to me. Me, cancer, please. I eat right, I work out, I exercise. Some people do think that, but it's just like, you never know what can happen to you. Nobody is exempt from anything. Anything can happen to anybody. Going through this, I've learned so much more. And my eyes have been opened to so much more. I've learned a lot about people during this whole ordeal also. About people that really care for you, and about the people who are really there for you, and the people that are not. The people that will really help you when you're down. And then you have the people that only care when you're up. But that's a whole different story time right there. That's a whole different story time. But anyway, I give all praises to my Lord God up above for keeping me here. Because I got a lot more things to do. And it just wasn't my time to go yet. I have to say I have an amazing man in my life that has helped me through what I've been through. Without his encouragement and his words and him just being there for me, period, I kind of would have had to suffer through this myself. I feel like I would have lost my damn mind sometimes if I didn't have him to help me through this. There's something about that support. But yeah, that's my story. If you like my story time, or if you've seen any of my other videos, please comment and let me know. If you like what you see so far, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified of any other videos that I post. And I'll see y'all in the next go around.